You live now, baby.
Yeah, mic check, mic check. It's me, Anna Liana, back at it like a crack habit. Pop out of Don, you bitch, No need for a long spiel, you know the real. How you feel?
You know what? You childish. That's all I'm gonna say. You childish
I
today.
be rapping.
I see
I
that.
know. I just be, I don't know. It should be coming off the top,
So what's been up with you?
I've been chilling. I've been really like reflecting. I've been doing a lot of reflecting. I've been I've been moved. Like I've been in a shift lately. Trying to break old habits, trying to
Like which ones in particular?
like the ones in like I have things about me, certain traits and certain things that I know is a part of me, but it's also like how do I handle them? You know what I'm saying? Instead of them handling me.
Okay. Now, do these traits define you, or are they
Yeah.
just bad habits that you just picked up
They
and now you?
define who I am at the moment.
So you want to break them?
Yeah, I don't I want to change how they affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you make things, transgressions and like your past, and you make them, it's either you learn to deal with them or
Right.
you let them make you or break you. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, so it's certain things about myself that I realized, like, I had to take into consideration people. People be like, you shouldn't worry about nobody. People, fuck what everybody say. But it's like, nah, because you
No,
learn yourself from people.
no, you really can't fuck with everybody the same though.
That's true. But how you got to learn how to adapt.
True. So what's one particular thing about you that you are heavily focused on?
Grounding myself and actually pushing more into my faith in myself.
Define grounding yourself.
Grounding myself is knowing exactly where I am at that moment.
Okay.
And being in that moment instead of thinking about the future. Instead of thinking about, oh, I need to get this done because if I don't get this done, this will happen. Instead of just getting the shit done. And I'm pushing towards greatness anyways. My faith is to make sure that I'm always good. So are you doing things to make sure that you always good, or are you thinking about what could be bad if you don't do those things?
What is something currently right now that you can say this is the result of me grounding myself?
My mood every day. Okay. Like every day I wake up, I listen to inspirational things or I read.
Because with you, I have always gotten that positive vibe anyway.
Yeah.
So is that something that just turns on and off with you, that you're now trying to get to a point where it stays on all the time?
No, it was more of, because most people, they see a light,
True.
So, but they don't really know that there's also a darkness to that too.
Yeah, they
do.
Well, they do.
They should, do, but they don't see that when they first see you.
True.
They see your light more before they see your darkness.
Okay.
My darkness was kind of putting a hold on my light for a minute, because y'all see it, but if I don't see it within myself, if it's just like certain things that I'm going through, like things that you have to learn, like certain things, habits that you have to break, and actually reflecting and figuring out who you actually are and grounding and being in the moment of like certain things, just transgressions, like things that you know that limit you from being the best you.
Okay.
So like in the morning, I used to like in the morning just like chilling in my bed. I be chilling. Like I really don't.
I think everybody like
nah, but
I had to push us back a half an hour because I couldn't get out of my bed this morning.
But that's
chilling.
Okay though.
It's okay, but
sometimes that's okay. But then don't beat yourself up about it.
Right.
And that was my problem. Like I beat myself up about it. Like
because you feel like you wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, but it's like, bitch, just chill.
You needed it.
Exactly. Right. And if you tell yourself, hey baby, if you tell yourself something, what you gonna lie to yourself for?
You'd be surprised how many people lie to themselves.
But that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like grounding, you lying to yourself, you know where you are in that moment. Be in that moment. So just basically focusing on like doing things every day that will help me be the greatest me. And it just be small shit too, like waking up earlier so you can do more, or reading certain things that actually stimulate your mind instead of riling your ass up and getting your blood pressure all high and shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you take in is what you gonna get out, and you gonna continue to get that in.
Right.
If you want to see drama all the time,
Right.
what else you doing with your motherfucking self?
You know what? Someone had recently just posted a thing that there's no way in hell so many people want to live a toxic life.
I don't believe. I think that they think that
Yeah.
it's
They doing it for the notion
right.
or trying to scare off what they perceive could be bad energy, not realizing being toxic, you're inviting that bad energy to you.
Right.
Because people see, oh, you move like me, I want to be around you. Now the negativity that you've been trying to get rid of is live and direct.
For sure. I definitely believe that. You believe in birds of a feather flock together?
Most definitely. But see, that's where things with that is getting tricky now. Because, for an example, the common one that always comes up is chicks who are hoes. But then there's one friend who is wholesome, is good,
I'm the
probably
wholesome
married,
friend.
but she's not a hoe. You a hoe friend? Or you
No,
not?
I'm the wholesome one.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
right.
wrong like a motherfucker.
Oh, right. We got
I'm
no-
just regular. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So do we still say that she's part of that type of mentality? Because birds of a feather do flock together.
That's true. But it's also like, it's so many different parts of you.
Right.
It's so many different levels and different layers of you. So it's like one side of me or one layer of me might be, I love to cook.
Do you?
Nah.
I was
But
like, I don't know. Do you?
I be cooking, but I already
Just-
love.
you
I
don't
already
love-
love to
you
cook.
do it 'cause you
Yeah,
have to.
Yeah, I do it because I be feeling like it sometimes, and I like to eat. But
You do love to eat.
I fucking love to eat, and I like to prepare my food too, because I know it's like, you know how to make your food for you. When you go to a restaurant and they don't make your shit how you want it, you be kind of like,
That'd be you.
that'd be
fun.
me. Yeah, that'd be me. Especially if I like to eat, and then I get something like. But like, if I like to cook, some of my friends might like to cook, but so I also might like be around them for just that. I'm not gonna be
Right.
around them for other shit other than that. So if you got somebody like, your mindset is gonna put you in certain situations,
Right.
in certain circumstances, and opportunities will show themselves to you if you have a certain mindset. So like, it's all energy. It's all energy. It's literally everything that you put out.
And that's why I love your energy.
Thank you.
It's
I appreciate that.
always entertaining.
That's because I'm a character.
That's why I said it's always entertaining. That's not good. It's not
Just
bad. It's just
character.
she's gonna beat. You don't know who you're gonna get today.
Right, and that's the crazy thing, because this is me all the time, and that's the thing too. Like, it's okay to be. You don't have to be a certain way
Okay.
all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to be you. If you see me doing some shit that is just like, all right, what you doing?
I'm just gonna blame it on Jupiter's retrograde. If you're doing some weird shit.
If I'm doing some weird shit, that's just I'm weird. But like, I ain't blaming that shit on Jupiter.
I blame it on Jupiter.
I ain't blaming on
Mercury get a bad
Jupiter.
rep.
Ain't did shit to me.
Mercury got a bad rep, so sometimes Jupiter got to be at fault for this.
I'm always Venus. And so everything is always Venus for me, because I'm ruled.
You are
Venus.
ruled by Venus.
So it's like everything is light and love, just like Venus, light and love, and lust.
I see how you slid that in there. All right. So speaking of retrogrades and whatnot, what's new for you business wise? Because
So I've taken my talents
the South Beach.
to South Beach. Nah. But I've been doing more with my hands.
Like what?
So been doing massages. So I have a new massage suite. If y'all broke back ass need some therapy, I got you. You know. But yeah, so I've been working on. I've been doing massages for a little minute now. And then I started to actually take them serious. I was like, I really want to do this. Like, I really want to do this. And then when I tell myself I want to do something, I'm gonna do that shit.
So what have you learned about yourself since you started doing this?
The massages.
Mhm.
Massages make me feel better. Like, me massaging somebody else makes me feel better. Only for the simple, I feel it in my body, if that makes sense.
Because you're an energy transfer.
Yes, alchemy. So like me releasing, and then I don't know, it's something about somebody falling asleep in my massage chair that make me feel good.
I did that shit.
I love hearing the motherfucker snore. Like,
I
yeah,
did that
go
shit.
to sleep. Nah, but you said you did that before. You
No,
fall
no, I'm
asleep.
saying, of course, I know I've done that before.
I want you to be relaxed. You know what I'm saying?
Because me,
Like,
I'm a
just,
very tense person. So if you can get me to the point where I can fall asleep,
yeah,
like you've done your, and I don't know you, you've done your
you're
job.
right. So it's like I just making somebody feel at ease, and that's just off out gate. That's just what I always been about. You know,
True.
like just being controlling the room, controlling the energy in the room. But the only way you can control the energy in the room is if you control your energy. So
Have
whatever
you
you transmit.
have you had any unique situations so far?
As far as massaging,
Yes.
nah,
Okay.
I haven't. No, I haven't had any like unique ones like where they like, wow, so somebody OD'd and they came where and they did this. You know what I'm saying? It's just more of people actually being comfortable
Okay.
with letting somebody touch them.
Right. I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah, so it's like you don't want everybody touching you. You don't really know what type of you don't, you know what I'm saying? And then your energy, you might not feel comfortable. Like you
Right.
might be you and probably you got anxiety, probably you tense, probably it's something in your daily habits that's causing your body to be physically impaired. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's like it might be anxiety. And anxiety, you don't want nobody touching you. You know what I'm
True.
saying? You feel subconscious, you feel in a box. So you really don't want to, but you also know that your body needs this.
Do you think that sometimes it may come from a lack of knowledge of what intimacy is?
I do. I do. Because and that's another like as far as like when I did that's the only situation that I did have when I did do a massage and I had somebody like he was really like every time like when I first started touching him, he was like I saw his muscles contract.
Right.
And it was like I had to talk to him throughout the whole thing. Cause it was more of I'm talking you through this, but I know that you just want somebody to be there and then talk to you and then loosen you up a little bit. Cause it's more of like and then it was more of like I want you to share things with me too, because this is a safe spot. So it's like if you ain't been touched in a while and nobody like you work all the time and nobody you ain't got nobody, you focusing on your shit, you focus on making sure you doing what you need to do as far as like working and
Right.
handling your business. So your self-care is something that you might lack at
Right.
for certain people because getting a massage and making sure your body is treated and once you physically feel like you in the box, you want to break, you need to
Right.
loosen the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So it's just a mindset, a change that you know that you need to.
So what is your end goal with your massage therapy?
I don't have one. I want to touch as many people as I can. Nah, but yeah.
That sounds so wild.
Nah.
But
Nah.
you could probably get away with it. You
Nah,
can
but
get away
yeah,
with it.
though. That's really that's the end goal, honestly. Yeah, it's just like that. I don't know. I feel like I have something that I want to share with people.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that at all.
So yeah, I feel like that's what I'm here for too. Like me working with my candles at first, it
That
was
was
just
getting ready to be my next
yeah, it was
question.
a passion. It was a passion for me. It was something that I always did. And as far like it started with that, like me working at somebody else's job and then always being the forefront or always being the one I'm the face of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like when I worked for Bath and Body Works for 5 years, managed a store
I
in Mayfair.
did not know that.
No, I managed a store in Brookfield, but I did manage a store in Mayfair too. But worked there for 5 years. So like the knowledge and things that came with, working at Bath and Body Works as far as like fragrance goes. And I took psychology too. So like learning about certain senses and what they do to you, and how
So you
they
did your homework.
but the thing is, I never knew that none of these things would be stepping stones to where I am now.
Things happen for a reason.
Everything always comes back for full circle.
Right.
So it was like I was enjoying what I was doing when I was working at Bath and Body Works, not knowing that when I was enjoying that, it was going to turn into something that I actually enjoyed doing. It was
Because
something
basically
that I
what
had
it
passion
was,
for.
what you found out what you enjoyed about it and was able to grow it from there.
Exactly. So it was, but it wasn't right away though. It wasn't right away.
Never is.
No. So it was like me being in the forefront of me. Like I was the first person that you saw when you came to Mayfair and Bath and Body Works. Like I was always in the front. I was a greeter. So I was I was the zone. Like I was the
Right.
zone. I was always zone one. So when you first see, because it's the energy level when you first walk into an establishment, you ain't gonna put nobody who, yes, you play it like you playing a game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you gonna place your most valuable players and put them where people can see them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when you come into a place, you want somebody who has energy, somebody who gonna combust light, but you also don't want them to be overbearing. You know,
True.
you don't want somebody to be like, damn, bitch, why you so happy?
You know what's the funniest thing in the world? Me and my brother said this one time, and I think it's still true. Fast food restaurants always put the cute girls in the drive-through.
I don't know if I
No,
did.
no, not all.
No.
People quit now, so folks is working there. But in the beginning, it felt like they always would put the cute ones at the drive-through. So when they would come up, it was like, oh, okay, this is a positive reaction that you get.
Yeah.
That now you want to come back to this particular establishment just so you can have this moment to interact with this one person who you find attractive.
Exactly. And then that's just like when you go and then you leave impressions on people's minds and then the word of mouth spreads.
Exactly.
So it's when you go to Chick-fil-A and you hear so many people talk about Chick-fil-A and how much they have really good experience, that's word of mouth. So
Yep.
they're getting experiences and then it's traveling. You get that one person who got a bad experience with somebody at Chick-fil-A and then it's just like, y'all always talking about Chick-fil-A and how their service is good. Hell no, I went to Chick-fil-A and that's you probably about 2 out of 10.
Like what did you do?
Exactly. And it's always like, nah.
What energy did you bring to
Exactly.
the table that day? Because they be too damn happy.
Yeah.
Like they mess your food up. They give you a whole food.
Yeah, they want you to exactly like you want to leave that lasting impression on somebody, even if it's a negative, even if they take it as a negative, we want to correct it and make it into a positive.
Okay.
You know, so it's like I took that and learning as far as like me working a job and knowing those key factors and applying them to me, you know, not just the next job that I have. I applied it to me. So when that's just like when you're doing a job, you never really want to do something that you really don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like all of my jobs I always liked. I just didn't like going to the motherfuckers.
A lot of people didn't like going to work.
Like I didn't like getting up. Like I ain't like getting up and having to say that, you know, but then some days I did because it was like I feel like I'm gonna accomplish this, get this done, and then do whatever I want to do after that, you know? And so I applied that to like, if I could do that for a job, why couldn't I do that for myself? And be happy while I'm doing it.
As you should.
But the fear of doing that and then failing is the part that people don't even want to take that step.
The fear of failing stops a lot of people from doing stuff. Like this right here is what I want to do, but I won't quit my other job because if I hit that moment where I haven't hit my goal for the month, I'm scared that the next month's gonna be worse.
Exactly.
You know,
thinking about the future, thinking about some shit that might not even happen.
Right.
Thinking of fearing the possibilities without taking steps to making sure that certain things are not even possible. Like certain things won't even bring themselves to light. You know what I'm saying? Unless you think that, unless you believe that really will happen. And so that's what I mean. Like as far as like faith in myself. So you knowing that you create your universe and everything that's around you and the energy that flows into you. Excuse me. You knowing that you create that.
Right.
And you're in control of those things. You don't think that it starts with you. You know what I'm saying? Like for you not to think that it starts with you, it's kind of asinine when you really think about it.
True.
So it's like you can't really base everything that happens to you off everybody else. Like you having a bad day. Okay. What you gonna do to make it a better day? You having a bad day, you running late. Then you driving and somebody taking too long or somebody driving too slow. You rushing. They ain't rushing.
Right.
You can't blame it on them. How you mad at them because you late?
Or you just wild, period.
Right. But it's like, all right, you take that time to, because I remember I used to do that all the time. Like somebody, I'm driving, I'm rushing because I'm like, fuck. And my anxiety is be like, I'm rushing. I'd be like, fuck it. Like if I'm rushing and I feel like, nah, Nah, because I don't need to be rushing. What am I rushing for?
Right.
I just say, forget it. I
You
won't
gonna
even
get
go.
there.
Like, I ain't
You
even
gonna
going.
you gonna get there or
Yeah.
you not.
Exactly. So it's like once I realized like taking those minutes in the car once you really get upset and it's somebody else, you driving and somebody cut you off or somebody do something, then you realize a lot of like after that, so much shit just keep happening. Like then your arm get caught in the door, your shirt get pulled by the door or some shit like that, or you ain't got no gas. You already running late. Now you ain't got no gas. Then you got to stop at the store. Then you hungry. So then when you get there, you still like fuck everybody. You don't want nobody talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Your whole energy off.
your energy is off, and then you come into work and everybody like, dang, what's wrong with you? Well, what's wrong with you?
Gotta take that minute to realign.
Exactly. So it's like taking those small steps and focusing on yourself. That shit is important. Like focusing on what you doing to cause certain things around you to happen. So yeah, like stuff like that. Once you have that conversation with yourself, like, I should be doing so much more. Or I'm this age and I feel like I should have this and these things keep happening to me. And it's like, why don't blame yourself. Like if you granted, take that time and reevaluate what's going on and see everything what's happening and everything that has happened. But then you also, are you trying to correct the problem or are you just gonna complain about the problem?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
It's
a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
And that's okay.
Right.
As long
as you have a game plan.
Exactly. As long as it's a little bit of A and a little bit of B, not just B and being negative. You know what I'm saying? Like not just like, this happened to me when I was a kid. Or this person did something to me, so I'm finna just say fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You don't get nobody that much power to fuck you over like that. Because at the end of the day, you only bringing in that energy. Like you only bringing in certain type of energies when you do that. So yeah, like focusing.
So what's your purpose for this podcast?
Awareness and speaking. Me using my voice helps me a lot. Okay. Like I'm a real outgoing person.
Very much
I don't talk. I am closed off at the same time. Like if you know me, you know that I'm just like, okay, she wacky as a bitch. But sometimes when people see me, they're like, okay, I want to know who she is, but I don't know why I want to know who she is.
You're a social introvert.
Yeah, but it's also like, but then when you get to know me, sometimes it's like, damn, but you talk a lot. But then when somebody is reaching out to you, how come you can't respond back? Because it's like, I be chilling. I be like in my own shell. I be
Do you think it has something to do with an experience or something you may have had? Or do you feel like you grew into this?
I feel like I've always been like that. Okay. I feel like I've always been a social butterfly, but I'm also a cocoon at the same time.
I can believe that because your sister kind of the same way.
Yeah, so it's like like as a kid, I got siblings, so but I'm the middle child. So it's like I was expressive when it came to like drawing and like coloring and like writing and things like that, but none of that involve people.
Yeah, your verbal or your action. My youngest is like that, whereas she can communicate through other stuff of how she's feeling, where she's going, her drawing, her writing, things that she wants to do is how you can tell her feelings. But when it comes time for her to be verbal, she doesn't know how to express it that well. Whereas in my oldest will say whatever. Like she will tell you how she feels, where she feels. Her emotions control her.
Yeah.
Like if she's happy, she's fucking happy.
Right.
Like she wants everybody to be happy. But if she's sad, you're going to feel her energy of like she's down, she's blue. I damn near think she's connected to the weather. Because when she's down, it's cloudy.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. So I don't know if the weather's doing it to her, she's doing it to the weather.
Yeah.
But I get that. I really do get that about how you express yourself.
Yeah, I mean it's important. Then, but you also realize that most people it's off of childhood things, like things they express that you learn how to be expressive in childhood.
Right.
So it's like, and how you express yourself through childhood. Like if you have some, like if you weren't really like, if you were going through something as a child and nobody actually talked to you, and they, and nobody actually talked to him like, oh, what's wrong? And everything okay? What's going on with you? And then like, you learn how to deal with everything on your own. So you deal with when you get older and you learn to do everything on your own. You don't really need to be expressive when it comes to certain things. 'Cause, if as long as you deal with it, it's dealt with.
Right.
So you kind of become closed off in certain situations. But with me, it wasn't even like that. Like my mom was super, was she talked to us, and it was also. But I also would rather be I would be in my room, but then I was like, okay, I want to go outside. I want to be outside, doing things like that. So it was like I'm up pretty much up and down when it came to certain things. But when it came to like expressing my feelings, when it came to certain shit, not so much. I was more, if I was angry, I'm angry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if I'm angry, I'm angry. When I'm happy, I'm happy. And my thing was like, I don't like to be angry because I don't even feel this like I'm the same person. Like I feel like I'm a completely different person when I'm mad. So when people see me mad, they be like, "What the fuck?" Like it don't even be the same. So it's like when I got to the point where I didn't even like how I was in that moment because I ain't got no control. I ain't got no control of how I act when I'm angry because I don't even know who that person is. I need to
How often do you actually find yourself angry?
um it take a lot to get me angry. I get annoyed fast. Like I get annoyed fast. I get irritated, fast. But angry, it take a lot for me to get angry because
Okay.
I'm a person where I understand.
Where things, how we got
Yeah.
here.
So
Okay.
most of the time it's not. I don't take it personal. If
Right.
you did something to me, or I feel like you move funny on me, or you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna take it too personal. Like I'm not gonna take it like, oh, you just hurt me so much. Like I'm not. Like why would I do that? Because most time when people do certain things, they doing it for them.
Right.
You just a pawn, or you just, you know what I'm saying. And I would never let myself be considered a pawn in certain situations. Now, you know what I'm saying. I understand it now because that's not my place. I'm not a pawn. So if I let the way you play the game and the way you do things affect how my outcome of how my game is going to
Mm-hmm.
over, like what happens with me,
Right.
then I'll be a fool. Like I'll be a fool. So it's like I try not to let people anger me or people get to me that much. Like I say some shit like, oh hell no, like you got me. Like if it's disrespect, if I'm disrespected, I'm going to say something.
Okay.
So if I'm disrespected, I'm going to say something. If I feel like, but then it's also like sometimes people try to get a reaction out of you too. But then
True.
when people are trying to get a reaction out of you, when you have the know and you know certain things, and it's like you see how people move and you analyze things and you observe it, you know why people are doing certain things that they doing too.
Big facts.
So it's like, nah, you just trying to, or somebody get you to open up to them, and they like, nah, you just trying to learn all my shit. So what? So you can use it against me? You know what I'm saying? Like certain things like that. So it's just like you also got to be. I don't want to say you got to be like defensive all the time, but you also got to know you can't be too naive when it comes to
How do
certain
you
shit.
feel about people who always think negative thoughts? Like they always feel like everybody that they try to talk to is trying to get over on them, or everybody cheats, all this stuff. Like they just have a constant negative mentality. They're not negative people, they just have a negative mentality.
It's the experiences that they experience and how they let it control their mindset and how they let it control their moods. If you experience some shit from a person, you're going to think everybody like that, or you're going to try to make it where you're going to put up a defense mechanism so that'll never happen to you again. When if it was your choice, you would have never let it happen to you in the first place. So you really can't even, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that you cannot stop from happening. There's certain things that you definitely can. And thinking negative is definitely something that you don't have to have like let happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So you can think positive. You can think just like somebody cheating on you is not the end of the world. Somebody cutting you off is not the end of the world. Like you didn't die. You're not gonna die by somebody cheating on you unless they kill your ass. Like you're, you know what I'm saying? Like not to say it like that, but you're not really gonna be too affected. Yeah, you're gonna be hurt by it. Yeah, some things might change, and some circumstances might change, but y- that's not the worst thing that can happen. Like certain negative thoughts are really just small and not even worth even paying dust to, because it's like that shit don't help with my growth at all.
Yeah, true.
That you planting the seed, you planting a negative seed inside yourself, and letting it grow every time you think negative thoughts. So why not plant a positive seed in yourself and be like, okay, let that grow.
True.
Let that grow. Because if you feed something, it's gonna get bigger.
Right.
And so it's like making sure that is at bay. Like making sure your mindset is like good where you can focus, and when certain things do start to come to you and downloads start to happen and you realize what your path is and what you're really here for.
Okay.
So it's like literally. Like I would have never been like, oh yeah, let me work at Bath and Body Works. Oh boom, I'm finna make candles and then be a masseuse. Like that wasn't really in my plan. It was something that just kind of called on to me really. So I was like, oh, I'm good with my hands. Okay. Oh, okay. I've been doing massages for a little minute, like on my partner type shit. So it was like, oh, I actually like doing it. So okay, and I like my back be hurting so bad. I be wishing somebody would massage my back the way I be massaged. So I'm like, let me massage. Like
I mean,
I know what part hurt because
there's some good masseuses that you can go to and learn from.
definitely.
I mean,
Definitely.
got a couple of them here, even on the staff.
I know. I've been
I
around.
got like, you been around?
Yeah. So yeah, just like making sure that your mind is cleared so things do come to you. Like making sure that you are at a certain place where things that your purpose will be shown to you, But if you in a negative space and the only thing that it's gonna show you is where you need to grow.
Facts.
So it's like, okay, you keep getting mad about the same shit. It might not be. You might need to think about what you're doing, or you might need to think about um what are you allowing, and certain things like that. So it's like you letting certain things in that you might not need to let in, or you might not be putting out what you think that you're putting out. So yeah, just
All right.
focusing, stay focused, motherfuckers.
So we've come to the end of your episode, your pilot run.
I know y'all gotta roll with me. Y'all gotta rock with me. Y'all gotta rock with me. This is therapy for me. This is therapy for me. This is me being vulnerable.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. This is gonna be your digital diary.
Yeah.
So there's not gonna be.
But it's a resignation there.
True.
When you hear somebody else and they go through the same thing as you, it's like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
once you get it, you learn so much about yourself. Once you get other people, that means you learning about yourself. Because then you got the choice whether you agree or you disagree.
Right. So where can they find you at? Where can they come book you for massages? Where can they watch and follow your journey at?
So I'll be having a YouTube channel soon, real soon. It's been long overdue.
Yeah, we can easily put this show on your YouTube channel.
That's happening. Also, follow me on Instagram, AnnaLiana5, Savage_influence on Instagram, Facebook, Daviana Leonard, y'all know. Booking is coming. I'm in between booking sites right now. So I have like 3.
Bookski is the best one to use.
Booksky?
Mm-hmm.
Say less. Yeah, I have like 3. I'm using like all different, like plenty.
No, Bookski is the easiest one to go with.
Okay. So yeah. But DM me on any of those social platforms, and then I'll be able to set up an appointment or a consultation to see how many minutes you would need, or
let's get you some flyers and business cards.
I got flyers.
You got flyers?
Yeah, I got flyers.
What about business cards?
Got business cards too.
Okay.
You already know.
I was just saying, I got people. You know I got peoples. I got connects, fam.
Grand Rising. Yeah, so come get right. Get it tight.
I guess
I'll come Mine, Come on, Will. Come on out.
Nah, book a massage. So this has been a very great experience.
Thank you.
So tell everybody bye so we can get out of here.
All right. Peace out, homies. It's been real with real.